Hearing about the various production problems plaguing the U.S. corn crop all season. Farmers started off with a wet spring and planting delays. Then the corn crop faced record heat in July, which hurt pollination. All that led to shrinking yields as producers head to the field to find out what those corn yields really are. Seed corn companies are also finding a tighter seed crop. AgDay's Rook talked to a cross-section of seed companies to find out how that will impact their supplies for 2012.
2011 was a tough year for crop production in the Corn Belt, and those agronomic problems are also creating a seed shortage for the 2012 season.
Probably the bigger effect is just some of the heat that happened in some areas and, some of the wind and hail.
There were also seed production fields destroyed by this year's historic river flooding.
And certainly anyone that had seed production along the Missouri River or any of those places, we know that those were impacted.
Those production problems are leading to tighter seed supplies. The extent depends on the company.
Well, our estimates right now is we're going to be off 15 to 20% of what we projected our production numbers would be.
We do expect some small shortages in some lines, depending on where the corn is being grown.
Some areas we've started production or harvesting, other areas we haven't started to harvest, and so we don't know the real level right now.
Now, it's not the total supply that will be down. The tightness comes with the most popular numbers.
We'll have seed, I think. We maybe won't have the luxury that we've had in the past when it comes to having ample supply of everything we wanted and a lot of different choices as far as seed sizes.
The seed supply problems this season seem to be more of an issue with regional companies than they are for the big majors, in part because they have their production fields spread out over a much larger geographic area.
We produce corn all across the Corn Belt. Some of the smaller companies maybe don't.
We've got 20 plus production plants that we scatter our production across and try to spread our risk that way.
Irregardless, most companies will have to rely on seed production in the southern hemisphere to make up for any shortages.
I do know that we are ramping up, getting ready for a big production year, in the warmer climates over the winter.
Unfortunately, winter production will increase the cost to produce a bag of seed, which for some companies will be reflected in the price.
We are up just a little bit. We're up around $10 a bag. Heard some pricing from some competitors. $20 to $30 a bag seems to be kind of the norm for everybody.
We did not make any adjustments on our price, even after we determined what we were going to have to do as far as winter production.
However, some seed companies are waiting to see how the harvest turns out before releasing prices.
No, we have not. Anticipate that very shortly.
Right now, farmers aren't real concerned about shortages, but don't want to get caught short either.
Most producers book those premier numbers early, and maybe they have to step up just a little bit earlier.
In Nebraska, I'm Rook reporting for AgDay.
Thanks, Michelle. Early yield results from the corn harvest have been coming in a little higher than farmers expected. However, market analysts say it may not increase the seed supply enough for farmers to plant the expected 92 million plus acres of corn that the market will need in the 2012 season.